Come on, man. I know y'all ain't sleeping in today. Come on. Come on, man! wheels on the shirt bus, huh? You got a front row seat, don't you? Dummy. Five-star dummy. You're driving? What, the short bus or the shirt bus? Type. UNLV by 40 today. Come on, man! Yeah, good morning. It is Uncle Lou here. That's right. It is me, Uncle Lou, live on LouTube for you. Thanks for watching. And guess what? It is week 0. We have college football today, all day, really, starting at noon with Kansas State, Iowa State. I couldn't be more excited. I know you guys are fired up, too, ready for the 2025 college football season. So, welcome to the College Football Kickoff Show. Now, if you're new around here, I do this show every Saturday morning during the season at 9 a.m. There's a few different things we do here on the show. We'll run through the entire slate of games today. We'll figure out what's coming on, when it's coming on, what channel it's coming on, what we need to watch, all those kinds of things. We'll try to find a way to either make or lose some money betting on these college football games, which, of course, is always interesting. We'll talk about what we're going to eat. Probably my favorite part about college football, other than the games themselves, is the food that goes along with it. I have sort of a list of go-to kind of whatever you want to call it, tailgate food, football snacks, party snacks, whatever you want to call it, that I tend to go through during the season. So we'll talk about that today. I'm curious what you guys are eating today. I'll let you know what I'm eating here in a little bit. We'll talk about any of the latest news that might be out there in the world of college football. But we have a really good time here every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. And then, of course, at the end of the show is the Rigged Wheel, where we give all of you a chance to win some money. College Game Day's not on today, by the way, for anybody that might have been looking for that. Sports Center is on. College Game Day, of course, will be on next week for Lee Corso's final show, final headgear pick, that whole thing. They're going to be at the Texas-Ohio State game, but no College Game Day on right now. But the Rigged Wheel coming up at the end of the show. So those of you who choose to support the show, which a lot of you are very generous year-round, but on Saturday mornings during the kickoff show, everybody that helps support the show through Cash App or PayPal, we will add your name to the Rigged Wheel. It's not actually, well, I guess maybe it is rigged, depending on who you ask. But we'll add your name to this wheel here for every Cash App and PayPal. At the end of the show, we'll spin the wheel. If the wheel picks your name, then you can make a pick against, on any game today you want. A pick against the spread on any game you want today. And if you get that pick right, I will send you back twice what you sent me. Please don't send over $25. First of all, I'm not worth it. If you don't believe me, ask the lady. I might be worth less than that, actually. But a $25 limit. If you want to help support the show through Cash App or PayPal, I obviously appreciate it. And so we'll see if we can't give away some money. You guys beat the soul out of me last year. I'm not going to lie. I came out ahead the first couple of years we did this Rigged Wheel deal. But y'all beat the life out of me last year. So we'll see how that goes. That's Cash App or PayPal. If you want to help support the show through Super Chat, that, of course, is great. You can attach a note, comment, question, troll attempt, whatever you want. I'll be happy to read it and respond. But I can't do cash giveaways through the Super Chat. YouTube gets mad about that if they find out you're doing that. So if you want to go on the Rigged Wheel, it does have to be Cash App or PayPal. There's the links. There's the links right there. They're also in the description of the video. All right. That's it for the announcements. Now, how's everybody doing? Are we excited? Scale of 1 to 10, how excited are we today? Most of us will probably be more excited. Next weekend, very few of our teams are playing today. To be honest with you, I don't know that I've come across, in my 10 years of doing this, I honestly have not come across very many Kansas State or Iowa State fans. That doesn't mean there aren't any out there somewhere. For whatever reason, they either have not found this channel or are not attracted to it for one reason or another. I haven't come across a whole lot of Kansas State or Iowa State fans, or Stanford, or Hawaii. I'm the only UNLV fan that I know. Of course, UNLV is my home away from hometown team. I absolutely love the city of Las Vegas. I can only name 2 players on UNLV's team, though, and their head coach. That's it. Clown Mullen is the head coach. Alex Orji transferred from Michigan to UNLV, as did Alex Calandria, the quarterback from Virginia. So we don't really know who's going to start today at quarterback for UNLV. My guess is that both quarterbacks will play. They're playing a pretty bad FCS team in Idaho State. And all joking aside about the UNLV thing, I do think UNLV will destroy Idaho State today. I really do. UNLV's got basically a brand new team. They basically turned their roster over from last year to this year. They brought in almost 40 transfers from Power 4 teams. Now, not a whole lot of superstars, but Power 4 players last year. Dan Mullen brought them in through the portal. So we'll see what Dan Mullen can do out there in the Mountain West. Their schedule's not very difficult. Boise State, of course, is in the Mountain West, and UNLV lost to them not once but twice last year. They lost in the regular season at home to Boise State, and then they lost in the Mountain West Conference Championship game at Boise State. Mountain West plays their conference championship game at the home stadium of the higher-seeded team. So that will likely be the case again in the Mountain West. If you take a look at the odds for the Mountain West, Boise State is number 1 and UNLV is number 2. And then there's a massive drop-off to 3, 4, and 5. It's teams like Air Force, Colorado State, Fresno State, teams like that. But it's a massive drop-off. So they're expecting a rematch, UNLV, Boise State in the Mountain West Conference Championship game. They play in the regular season at Boise State about halfway through the season. But I expect UNLV to absolutely destroy Idaho State today. The line on Monday, me and my buddy Pigskin Pete, we do the Lunch Money Show every Monday night where we take an early look at the week's games. And if you like to bet on college football, if you bet earlier in the week, you can sometimes get a much better number than by waiting. For example, when we talked about the UNLV game on Monday, me and Pigskin Pete, UNLV was a 24.5 point favorite. Right now, if you want to bet the game, UNLV is a 30.5 point favorite. So the line has moved 6 points since Monday. That's a huge line movement in 4 or 5 days. You might not see another 6 point line move in 1 week all year on any game. That's a huge, if you follow gambling at all, you understand how big of a swing that is in 4 or 5 days. So obviously, you'd much rather have UNLV at minus 24.5 than you would minus 30.5. I think UNLV probably wins by 40. 47-10. Something like that. I think it's going to be a blowout. When games get that lopsided, you never really know what's going to happen in the fourth quarter. I talked about UNLV playing 2 quarterbacks, Alex Orji and Alex Calandria. If it's a 30 or a 40-point game in the second half, you could see a third or a fourth quarterback in the game for UNLV, plus all the other woozies and backups too. So keep that in mind if you are going to be betting the 30 and a half. But we'll run through the entire slate of games, and I'll give you my thoughts on all the games today. And then, of course, at the end of the show with the rigged wheel, somebody's going to have a chance to make a pick on one of those games and double their money. I feel like I'm going a million miles an hour here. I wait 8 months to do this show because this show means the football season is here. I only do this show on Saturday mornings where we have college football games. That's it. So I've been waiting 8 months to do this show, so I'm excited. I can't wait to watch these games today. My streaming schedule is scrolling down on the bottom of the screen there. Normally, I put a poll up on Patreon, and I let the people over on Patreon vote on what time slot they want me to stream the games, either noon, afternoon, or prime time. And whichever one of those 3 time slots gets the most votes, that's the time slot that I stream on Patreon every Saturday. But since we only had one Power 4 matchup today, I didn't even put the poll up on Patreon. The noon game, Iowa State and Kansas State. Farmageddon, too. The Ireland game. That game will be streamed today on my Patreon page at noon. So all of you who are members or signed up over on the Patreon page, first of all, thank you so much. Especially a huge shout out to those of you who choose to stay on the Patreon page year round. I have a pretty good sized channel, and I do okay during the season. It's rough in the off season. I don't make a lot of money through my YouTube channel in the off season. Obviously, the views are way down in the off season compared to the regular season, and that Patreon page really helps me keep my head above water in the off season. So big shout out to everybody that sticks around year round. I'm always trying to think of things to do in the off season over on the Patreon page because I feel like I don't really provide enough content over there in the off season. But so huge shout out to those of you who stuck around. A lot of you sign up during the season and then unsubscribe in the off season, and I get it. I completely understand. If you're one of those people and you want to get signed back up today to hang out with us at noon and watch the Iowa State Kansas State game, that will be the Patreon stream today at noon. If you're new to the Patreon page, the way that will work is around 11:45 this morning, I will post a link over on my Patreon page. You go to the Patreon page, you'll see that link posted at the top of the page. It'll say Week 0 Patreon stream, Kansas State versus Iowa State, and there'll be a link. Just click that link, and it will take you to the stream, and we'll hang out and watch Farmageddon today at noon. The link to the Patreon page is in the description of my video if you want to check it out. It's $10 a month, I think, for the game stream. So there you go. I posted the link in the chat section too. So that'll be the noon game. I'm planning on streaming at 4 o'clock right here on YouTube for UNLV and Idaho State. Now, I think I have figured out a way to watch the game. It's not nationally televised. It's streaming on the Mountain West Conference website for free at 4 o'clock is the information I have. That's the information I found online. So I'm going to set up a live stream to go live at 4 or 3:45. I'm going to go live at 3:45 or 4, and then as long as the game comes on the Mountain West Conference website at 4 o'clock and I'm able to watch it, then we will stream the entirety of the game and we'll hang out for UNLV, Idaho State. Some other games will also be on at that time. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and just pull up the schedule of games today. There's not a whole lot. Normally, we usually do this show an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that, 9 o'clock to about 10:30 or 11. Might be a little bit of a shorter show today since there's just not that many games to talk about. But here's the game at noon, of course, Iowa State and Kansas State, noon on ESPN. This is the Ireland game, and Kansas State is a 3-point favorite. The over-under is 50.5. If I had to take a side in this game, I do like Kansas State -3. I bet the money line, though. I did not lay the 3 points. I did bet Kansas State on the money line at, I think, -140. But I like Kansas State to win. I think this is going to be a really good game. I'm leaning under in the over-under, but I did not put a bet in on the over-under. The over-under is 50.5. That's the noon game. Two good quarterbacks in that one. Rocco Becht for Iowa State and Avery Johnson for Kansas State. This is kind of like the fuck you Tennessee game here. When Nico left Tennessee right before the spring game in April and Tennessee fans ran around the internet embarrassing themselves about it, two of the quarterbacks they kept saying they were getting were Avery Johnson and Rocco Becht, the quarterbacks from Kansas State and Iowa State. Those were two of the quarterbacks they said they wanted. Of course, those quarterbacks weren't in the portal, never entered the portal, never showed or expressed any interest at all in Tennessee, but that didn't stop the Tennessee fans from embarrassing themselves by proclaiming all over the internet that they were getting either Avery Johnson or Rocco Becht. They ended up getting neither. They got G5 Joey, but of course we'll talk about Tennessee more next week when they play Syracuse. But two good returning quarterbacks here. Kansas State returns Dylan Edwards, a running back, one of my favorite players to watch last year in college football. He's a fun player to watch. If you haven't seen Dylan Edwards play, you're in for a treat today. He's a lot of fun to watch. And I think Kansas State's going to be able to run the ball on Iowa State, keep Iowa State off the field. I think Kansas State wins the game. I'm leaning under in the 50.5. I'm thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of 24-20, 23-20, 24-17, 27-20, somewhere in that range there. I'm going with Kansas State. 4 o'clock, of course, you have Idaho State at UNLV. We talked about that one already. I don't know a whole lot about either one of these teams. I think y'all know it's a troll thing with UNLV. It's kind of a two-sided troll. First of all, there's the whole UNLV deal. I sort of went all in on UNLV towards the end of last season. That's when I went and bought this hat. UNLV had a chance to make the playoffs last year. Had they beat Boise State in the conference championship game last year, UNLV would have been the group of 5 team that made the playoffs, not Boise State. And, of course, I love going to Vegas. I go 3 or 4 times a year. It's probably my favorite place to visit. And so when it looked like UNLV had a shot at the end of the year to do something, I ran out to the mall, bought the only UNLV hat they had in all of Augusta, Georgia, and started wearing the UNLV hat the last couple of weeks of the season and referring to them as LouNLV and all that. And then in the offseason, they go out and hire Dan Mullen. And this is where the second side of the troll job kind of comes in. Dan Mullen, of course, was the coach at Florida for, I believe, 3 or 4 seasons. Was it 3 or 4? I think it was 3. Anyway, they ran him off. He made a conference championship game in 2020. Had a really disappointing year in 2021, made some boneheaded comments about recruiting, and things kind of got out of hand there at the end, and they ran him out of town. He hid in an announcer's booth on ESPN for a couple of years, and now he's back on the sidelines as the head coach of LouNLV. And it, of course, would be absolutely hilarious and content gold for me if Dan Mullen makes the playoffs while Florida fans have to sit home and watch their Gators prepare for another Gasparilla Bowl or whatever. It just would be hilarious. So I'm, of course, all in on the LouNLV to the playoffs deal. I've got them ranked inside my top 15. I think they're the best group of 5 team. Do I really think that? Until proven otherwise, yes, I do think that. But they're hosting Idaho State today. Home game for UNLV in Vegas. They play at the Raiders Stadium, Allegiant Stadium, which is an amazing stadium, by the way. If any of you have ever been to Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, the inside of Allegiant Stadium looks a lot like Mercedes-Benz Stadium. One of the end zones is open. There's no seating in the upper deck, and so there's an open air, not open air, it's enclosed, but like an open concourse with restaurants and bars and high-top tables that you can sit out and look down onto the field. It's a really nice stadium. That's where I saw I went out there July 4th weekend and saw I went to a concert there the weekend. I saw the weekend and what's that mumble rapper? Playboy Cardi. Playboy Cardi in the weekend inside Allegiant Stadium. It's a really nice stadium. Anyway, UNLV is a massive favorite. The line is up. The line is up to 30.5 now. I told you on Monday it was 24.5. It's been bet all the way up to 30.5. The over/under is 65.5. I think UNLV wins big. Fresno State at Kansas. This could be an interesting game here. I do think Kansas is the better team and probably wins. They were a 12.5 point favorite. It got bet up to 14.5. I liked Fresno State at plus 13. I like them even more at plus 14.5. I'm probably going to bet Fresno State plus 14.5 in this game. I do think Kansas will win. Jalen Daniels is healthy. Probably going to have a big year if he stays healthy. It's kind of a weird situation. I actually like Kansas to cover the first half number and Fresno State to cover the number for the entire game. I'm probably going to bet it both ways. Kansas in the first half, Fresno State to cover to 14.5. And I also like the under in that game, under the 50.5. But I do think Kansas will win. But Fresno State's not afraid of Power 4 competition. Being in the Mountain West, they used to play 2 or 3 Pac-12 teams a year. Not to compare them to Kansas, but Fresno State's no stranger to Power 4 competition. I think this could be an interesting game. That one comes on Fox at 6:30. Sam Houston at Western Kentucky. I really have no thoughts on this game at all. I don't pay that much attention to the group of 5 outside of potential playoff teams. So I'm not going to pretend I know a whole lot about Sam Houston or Western Kentucky. I like the under 61.5. I like all these unders. I just be honest. Are all the unders going to hit today? No, but I like all the unders. I haven't bet them all, but I'm leaning under in the majority of these games. A lot of times early in the season, defenses tend to be ahead of offenses. Western Kentucky has sort of a reputation of scoring a lot of points, and maybe they will, but I don't think so in week 0. If I bet that game, it will be a bet on the under 61.5. I won't bet anything. I won't bet either side of that game, Sam Houston or Western Kentucky. And then the nightcap, 7:30 on CBS Paramount Plus. We've got Stanford making the trip out to Hawaii to take on the Warriors. And Hawaii is actually favored in that one. And I like Hawaii to win. Stanford is in a bad way, as my buddy Pigskin Pete would say. I wish Pete never would have said that in a bad way. It's stuck in my. Y'all know I get these things stuck in my head. That's how the whole Good Morning thing started. It just got stuck in my head one day, and it never went away. There's been other ones, hot doo-doo. I must have said hot doo-doo a million times one year. I don't know. I get these things stuck in my head, and I just ride them into the ground. And unfortunately for y'all, especially those of you who don't like the phrase in a bad way, you're going to be in a bad way. Because I cannot get that phrase out of my head. But Stanford is in a bad way. They fired their head coach a couple of months ago on some sort of harassment, like inter-office harassment deal. I don't know all the details. The bottom line, as far as how it affects their football team, is that they fired their head coach a couple of months before the season started. Northwestern went through something similar a couple of years ago when they had to fire Pat Fitzgerald because of the Ding-a-ling car wash, which turns out, by the way, Pat Fitzgerald was cleared in a court case. It was proven he knew nothing about it. But anyway, it didn't work out well for Northwestern, and I don't expect it to work out well for Stanford. And on top of that, they're just not a very good team to start with. They were one of the worst teams in the Power Four last year. I don't expect much more this year. I think Hawaii gets the win over ACC Stanford. And not just Stanford, but it turns out the entire ACC may be in a bad way, starting the season off 0-1 with a loss to a G5 team, Hawaii. All right, that is the schedule and slate of games. What do we think about those games today? Obviously, Iowa State, Kansas State is the big one. It's a ranked matchup within the Big 12, so a Power 4 matchup involving two ranked teams. Two teams, by the way, that both have, I think, legitimate aspirations of reaching the Big 12 title game, which, of course, means one win away from a playoff berth. Last year, Arizona State was the team to come out of the Big 12. It's a car crash of about 6 or 7 teams at the top of the Big 12 that I think have a legitimate shot of winning that thing, and these are two of them. Now, the good news is, for whoever loses this game, I don't think it eliminates them from the playoffs or the Big 12 championship game. I think you could be looking at a scenario in the Big 12 where everybody has at least 2 or 3 losses. That was the case last year. Heading into the last couple of weeks of the regular season last year, there was, I believe, 6 teams still alive to make the Big 12 title game. BYU looked like a shoo-in, and they ended up losing 2 of their last 3 games or something like that, and didn't even make the Big 12 title game after starting 8-0 or something like that. It ended up being Arizona State and who did they beat? They beat Iowa State, didn't they? Who did Arizona State end up beating in the Big 12 title game? I can't even remember now. It was a great game. Was it Iowa State? Anyway, Arizona State ended up winning that thing. Arizona State will be in it again. They return 10 of 11 starters on defense. Arizona State does. Sam Levitt's back at quarterback. They have 2 NFL wide receivers. They do lose Cam Scatteraboo at running back, but they're going to be really good again. But Iowa State, Kansas State, Arizona State, Texas Tech getting a lot of buzz. They spent $1 billion in the offseason on transfers and high school recruits. Baylor was surging at the end of last year. Is this finally the year Dave Aranda gets it together at Baylor? BYU again. Utah only won 2 games last year in conference. They were 2-7. Utah was in the Big 12. There's no way Utah will be that bad again. Utah could be in the mix. It's easier to talk about the Big 12 teams that you think can't win the conference than it is to talk about the ones you can. There's a lot of teams that have a shot in the Big 12. But this will be a great game today, Iowa State and Kansas State. I'm going to go with Kansas State because they were my preseason pick to win the Big 12. Speaking of preseason picks to win the conferences, I made a video on that a week or so ago. I'll recap it now. I like Kansas State to win the Big 12. I like Penn State to win the Big 10. I like Clemson to win the ACC. And I like Georgia to win the SEC. Those are my 4 picks for the Power 4 conferences, those 4 teams. I think Georgia loses to Alabama in the regular season. I think we see a rematch in the SEC championship game with Georgia coming out on top over Bama in the SEC championship game. I think Penn State loses to Ohio State in the regular season and then beats Ohio State in the Big 10 championship game. So 2 rematches there. And then I like Clemson and Kansas State to come out of the ACC and the Big 12. And, of course, UNLV, my pick for the G5 team. to make the playoffs this year. All right, let me slow down a little bit, catch my breath, figure out what the hell's going on here. Let's take roll. We should have done that a while ago. That's on me. I apologize. Again, this is week 0. Just like I mentioned, offenses tend to start slow sometimes at the beginning of the season. You can't expect the week 0 college football kickoff show here on YouTube to go off without a hitch. I did forget to take roll. I apologize. That's on me. I take full responsibility for that. But don't worry. I'm going to go ahead and take roll right now. Robert is here. Wet Blanket, Kyle, Logan, Captain Miller, Yoda, Ari Maida, Quentin, Zeus, Jeremiah Johnson. Juke Poot says he's zooted. I'm zooted too, Jackpot. I'm so excited, buddy. I am so excited. Dario, Lemuel. Probably said that wrong, but look, I didn't name you, bud. So I probably did say that wrong. If your name was any harder to pronounce, you could play college football, bud. These names in college football nowadays, I don't know who's coming up with these names. They're not even names. They're just like a collection of letters. I don't know what's going on with that. There's an actual pirate here. How you doing, Mitch? Dog Pride, let the big dog eat. Lou's Tiny Gamecock is here. That's still a very odd name, but not sure how to take that there. Gamecock Orbit is here. Mewtwo, Simple Jack Enduro, Rye Guy, Neil Slow, Badgers for Life, Hogman. What's up, Hogman? Hogman says he's not here. I think that's a lie, bud. I think you are here. Yeah. Austin, Robert, Wayne Campbell. Wayne says sell it. What's up, Wayne? Wayne's a suck nut man. What's up, Wayne? Jess C is here. Sooner Cowboys, Landon Kramer, Angler Allen, a fisherman, I would assume. Of course, I do all my fishing at Publix, and I have a 100% catch rate too, so I don't waste no time. Captain Trips, what's up, buddy? G-Man, Richie Dubs, Shannon Graves, Jesse Browning, Junkyard Dog. Good to see you in here. The Real Dynasty is here. Of course, there is no dynasty in college football right now. The only team right now that even has a chance to get one would be Georgia. If Georgia wins the national title this season, that's a dynasty. That would be 3 national titles in 5 years. That's a dynasty by any definition. But there is no other team in college football right now that even has an opportunity to establish a dynasty this season. Georgia would be the only one that even has that opportunity. Sean Million is here. Wyatt, Jake Glassman, BA is here. Everybody's here. This is amazing. Hit the thumbs up if you hadn't already. I don't ask y'all enough to hit the thumbs up. Hitting the thumbs up button is a huge help. You should do that, not just for me or my channel, but any YouTuber you enjoy watching. Hit the thumbs up. It for whatever reason, YouTube, the way their algorithm works, especially on live streams, the thumbs up thing is a big deal. So it doesn't take any time, effort, or energy, but it really is a big help to any YouTuber that you enjoy watching, whether it's a live stream or an uploaded video. Hit that thumbs up. It's the easiest thing you can do to help support the show and the channel. Corn Pop is here. It's good to see everybody here. We're all excited. Let's be real. We're all excited. Let's go through these super chats here. Oddball Live says, how's it going? It's going great. We have college football today. I mean, whatever is wrong. I know this is the internet, and so we all pretend we live a perfect life with no issues or whatever, but, back here in the real world, I got all kinds of issues. I could do a 24-hour live stream where all I did is talk about my issues. But today, none of that fucking matters because we have college football. And that's one of the best parts about college football, if we're honest with ourselves. It gives us a distraction from whatever it is that's wrong in our real lives, right? And we all have something. And so for at least a couple hours every Saturday, we don't have to, we can sort of put that on the back burner and just sort of zone out with college football. And I for one, can't wait to do that today and every Saturday from now through the end of January. Good to see you in here, Oddball. DK Very generous of you. Thank you for hitting the super chat, buddy. He says, good morning, Lou. You somehow convinced me to take Fresno State plus 13. Listen, why not, man? Gamble on some of these games. Put $10 on it. I mean, what the hell? I mean, I have a good time betting. I don't bet big money on these games, guys. I don't. You know, but it does make some of these games more interesting. That's why I do it. It's a hobby for me. I lose money gambling, okay? I am not some kind of savant. I don't make money. Anybody that gambles as much as I do is going to lose money in the long run, period. It's just the way it is. I look at it as entertainment. To me, it's no different than going to the movies or going to play golf. You know, when I go play golf, I'm not going to make any money. I'll hopefully have a good, no, I don't play golf, but gambling is my hobby instead of golf. But anyway, just do it responsibly. With any gambling you do, it should be entertainment money. You should not be gambling your light bill, your mortgage, your rent, your car payment. People do get in trouble with this gambling thing. And look, it's happened to me in my younger years, okay? You have to learn to manage the gambling thing. You're likely to lose if you gamble long term. You're likely to lose. You can pick a side on a game, and it's pretty much 50-50, and you know you might hit, you might not, but you gamble enough, you're probably going to lose a little bit of money in the long run. Just keep that in mind. Yeah. Thank you, DK. John Seabolt, good to see you in here. Thank you for the super chat. He says, I just woke up. Who do you have in the Iowa State-Kansas State game? I took Iowa State plus 3.5. My long shot is I took Stanford on the money line. Well, one of us is going to be 2-0, and the other one's going to be 0-2 because I took the opposite of both of those. I took Kansas State on the money line, so we could both win that bet. So how about this? If you have Iowa State plus 3.5 and I have Kansas State on the money line, how about Kansas State wins the game by 2 or 3? Then we both win. I win my Kansas State money line bet, and you win your Iowa State plus 3.5 bet. That would be ideal for both of us. On the other one with Stanford, I like Hawaii to win and cover the 2.5 or 3, depending on what number you have it at. But it's not a bad money line bet, underdog bet, Stanford. That's not a terrible bet. Lemuel, thank you for the super chat. He says Arizona State beat Iowa State. I was there. Great time. You were there? Yeah, that was a hell of a game. Believe it or not, that was the first game that a lot of people watched of Arizona State. A lot of people watched that game and went, who in the hell is this Cam Scatterboo? Now, I spent all year trying to get people to watch the Big 12. There were no elite teams in the Big 12, but it was some of the best football every Saturday of the year, because you literally had no idea who was winning those games. People that like parity, people that complain about blowouts in the playoffs, the Big 12 is for you. You have no idea who's winning those games, but a lot of people watched that Big 12 title game and came away going, who in the hell is this Cam Scatterboo? But yeah, it was a great game. I'm sure you had a great time. I followed you for a bit. You always say it right. Well, I don't know if I always say it right, but I always keep it real. I don't sugarcoat anything. I'm definitely not always right. For example, Jackpot, you'll remember this, but back in 2019, I actually picked Georgia to beat South Carolina at home. South Carolina was dog shit. Georgia was a top 5 team, and I picked Georgia to win, and they didn't. Georgia actually lost that game to South Carolina at home. That was the last home game Georgia lost, by the way. Shout out to Jack Fromm, who had 4 turnovers in that game, and the greatest player in Georgia history, Rodrigo Blankenship, couldn't hit a field goal to save his life, and Georgia actually lost that game. So, no, I haven't always been right, but I always keep it a buck. Do the kids still say that now? Do the kids still keep it a buck? Thank you for the kind words, sir, and thank you for the super chats. I really appreciate that. All right, let's get back on track here. Where are we at? Texas Dog 32. What's up, buddy? Good to see you in here. He says, "Go Dogs! Glad to be back." It is great. The college football has the longest off season of any major sport. It is so long. They have the shortest regular season and the longest off season of any major sport. They only play 12 regular season games, and the offseason is 8 months long. It's just in almost 8 months long. It's brutal. It's brutal. That's why some people, oh, week 0, it doesn't, it's a crappy game. There's only 4. I'll take anything I can get week 0. If they come out with a week -1 and start playing last weekend, that's fine. Hey, great. I'm so ready for football by this time of year. I can't stand it. We all are. It's good to see you back in here too, Texas Dog. Jay Smith, thank you for the super chat. He says Oregon State beat Florida. Hashtag never forget. Yes, they did in a bowl game 2 seasons ago, 2 or 3, whenever that was. Florida won their bowl game last year over, I believe, Iowa State. I think it was Iowa State. Wasn't it? Not, was it Iowa State, or did Miami lose? Who did Florida beat last year in the bowl game? I think maybe it was Miami that lost to Iowa State. Who did Florida play? Oh, Tulane. Yeah, Florida beat a group of 5 team, and then they'd beaten their chest all week because they went 7-5 in the regular season and built a statue for Dan Mullen and DJ Wagway. Woo. Yeah, that's right. Fucking the green wave and that. Yeah. Evan 215, thank you for the super chat. He says casino rinsed me real bad. Woo, got to make it back on these games. Oh no, Evan, what were you gambling on? Blackjack? What? Baccarat? What? You weren't playing no carnival games, were you? Those carnival games will beat it out of you quick. If you don't believe me, ask my buddy Sir UGA. He can't get off a 3-card poker table. Sir UGA is like furniture. Sir UGA is like an extra stool at the 3-card poker table. He's just there permanently. It doesn't matter what time of day you go by it. You cannot lose Sir UGA at a casino. You can't. You never go to the casino with Sir UGA and find yourself sitting around going, "Where's Sir UGA at?" You know where he's at. He's at the 3-card poker table. He's been there since Tuesday. He loves that shit. I need to calm down. I've only had 2 cups of coffee. I did take a shower, though. That might have spiced me up a little bit. Normally on Saturdays during the season, I get up, I have a couple of cups of coffee. I come in here, I get the show ready. I do the show, and then I take a shower between this show and the time the games come on at noon. But hell, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like an 8-year-old. I couldn't sleep last night. I was so damn. I had to take a double dose of melatonin last night just to go to sleep. I was so damn excited about today. So I was up when the fucking cock crowed this morning, if you know what I'm saying. And I'm pretty sure that you do. Yeah, I had this show up, set up, everything ready to go by like 7 a.m. And I was like, well, what the fuck am I going to do now? So I drank another cup of coffee and then went and took a shower. So, but anyway, I'm good to go. I'm good to go. What are we even talking about? Oh, college football. Jay Shipe says, calm down, Lou. It's a long season. I'm not going to calm down. In fact, I refuse to calm down. If you think this is something, wait till the games start at noon. And I'm gambling on these things today, too. So, look, I'm going to be fit to be tied at 11:59 this morning, right before kickoff of this Ireland game. I'm going to go absolutely nuts. So the whole calm down thing, that was a waste of. Thank you for the super chat, Jay, but that was a waste of $1.99, bud. That's just not happening. Sorry. Mewtwo says if you win, you win. Yeah, if you win, you win. When it comes to the gambling thing, it's like a lottery ticket. You're probably gonna lose, but you might win. That's right. Biggs Mike, what's up, buddy? He says, go blue, pay Lou. OSU may be the defending champs, but as we all know, when they see the winged helmet, they get menstrual cramps. Damn. Calorie-free Saturday. No, there's no calorie counting today, but in preparation for today, for those of you that don't know, I've been on kind of a health kick lately. I've been exercising 30 minutes every morning out in my garage. I went and got some weights and some shit out there. Nothing. I'm not trying to get a bunch of muscles. I'm just trying to get in better shape. I'm 47 years old and I haven't exercised since I was 20. I'm just trying to get in better shape so I can hopefully live a little longer. I quit smoking 2.5 months ago. Anyway, just been trying to get a little bit healthier. And as part of that, I've been trying to eat a little bit healthier, but not on Saturdays. Some people, they go on these diets and then they say, I'm going to have a cheat day. Okay, well, Saturdays is going to be my cheat day. So I'm eating whatever the fuck I want today, which we're going to talk about in just a second. I'm excited about what I'm eating today. But because I'm eating whatever the fuck I want today, you know what I ate yesterday? 3 tuna wraps. That's it. and I made them myself so I could control what was in them. And like a dummy, I used whole wheat tortillas instead of regular, so that's less calories. I used light Duke's mayonnaise instead of regular mayonnaise, less calories. And I had, as far as what was in it, it was tuna, light mayonnaise, and onions. That's it. Tuna, light mayonnaise, onions. And I had a tuna wrap for lunch and 2 tuna wraps for dinner. And guess how much calorie? All 3 of those wraps is only 700 calories. Come on, Lou. Get in shape. 700 calories is low, real low. I was eating about 2,500 calories a day because I ate like shit. I'm trying to limit myself now to about 12 or 1,400 calories a day. Yesterday, I ate 700 calories, so way under yesterday. So I can go way over. I can go way over today. I know nobody cares about my diet, but I had to get that out of the way. I had to. I did too. EV, thank you for the super chat. He says, football is back and the cheaters still suck. Good morning. Michigan did cheat. I mean, most people are going to look at that natty 20 years from now, and they're going to go, yeah, Michigan won the natty in 2023, but wasn't that the year they got caught cheating? Like, that's how it's going to be. That's how it's going to be. Yeah. Jake Glassman says, we're back, woo. What are you looking forward to the most this year? What's your fondest memory from last season? Oh, fondest memory from last season. Well, you know what? Last season was kind of the laugh at Florida State season to me. I mean, Ohio State won the natty, and it was the first year of the 12-team playoff, which I thought was amazing, by the way. I loved the 12-team playoff. Do we have some blowouts? Yeah, but we always have blowouts. This is college football. This isn't the NFL. Like, blowouts aren't going anywhere. There'll be a blowout today somewhere. Like, blowout, it's just, you're going to have blowout. But last year to me was kind of the laugh at Florida State season. You know, their fans and the university itself acted so ridiculous all of last offseason. It was fun to watch them lose every single week. I enjoyed watching Florida State lose every week last year more than I enjoyed any Georgia win. I'll be honest with you. I enjoyed watching Florida State lose more than I enjoyed watching Georgia win the SEC. That's what I remember from last season. That's what I take away from last season. Jesse 013 says today is Christmas for us football. You're 100%. It is 100%. I'm like I'm saying I'm like an 8-year-old on Christmas morning. I couldn't sleep last night. Up at the crack of dawn. I agree. I'm with you. All right, thank you all for the super chats. I appreciate it. We'll get back to those. In a little bit. But, all right, so we've talked about all the games. It's time to talk about what we're going to eat today. Okay? It's time to talk about what we're going to eat. Rigged Wheel coming up at the end of the show. Don't forget about that. If you want to get your name on the Rigged Wheel, we're going to try to give some money away at the end of the show. Any PayPal, any Cash App. At the end of the show, I'm going to go through the PayPal. I'm going to go through the Cash App. I'm going to put everybody's name who sends a PayPal or a Cash App up on this Rigged Wheel, which right now just says fuck Idaho State. But we're going to put I know Jackpot already sent something in at 6:00 this morning. He's a degenerate gambler like me. So we'll add everybody's name to this wheel. At the end of the show, I'll spin the wheel, like that. And whatever name it lands on, you can pick any game you want today against the spread. And if you get it right, I'm going to send you back twice whatever you send me. But let's limit it to $25. First of all, I'm not worth more than $25. Some would argue I'm not even worth that, and they may be right. But let's try to limit it. Let's limit it to $25. But if you get the game right, I'll send you back twice whatever you sent me. So if you're looking for a way to support the show, this is a great way to do it, and maybe make some money back in return. I can't add the super chats to the Rigged Wheel. YouTube will not allow me to do cash giveaways. They consider that a raffle. And YouTube has policies against raffles, so I can't add super chat names to the wheel. It's got to be the Cash App or the PayPal. The links to that are in the description of the video. All right, let's talk about what we're going to eat today. I'm pretty excited. I'm having homemade chicken nachos. Come on, man. Come on. Homemade chicken nachos. So the lady has gone to the store and she's bought 2 pounds of chicken breasts. Okay. So she's she'll cook the chicken breast. She has a chicken shredder that she bought off the TikTok shop. which works amazing. We've already used it a couple of times. Anyway, she's going to bake the chicken, shred the chicken, and then we're going to make homemade chicken nachos, not once, but twice today. So I will be having chicken nachos for lunch during the Iowa State-Kansas State game, probably around 1 or 1:30, sometime around halftime. And then probably around halftime of the UNLV Idaho State game tonight, I will be having a second round of chicken nachos. So how do we do our chicken nachos? Bake the chicken, shred it, get a big like cookie sheet that would go in the oven. Get a big cookie sheet, line it with chips, chicken, 2 kinds of shredded cheese, onions, jalapenos. You stick it in the oven. Not long, 10 minutes, enough to melt the cheese, basically. Pull it out of the oven. Shredded lettuce on top. I do not put the shredded lettuce on and then put it in the oven. I put it in the oven first, melt the cheese. I don't like warm lettuce, is what I'm saying. So melt the cheese in the oven with the chips and the chicken and the onions and the jalapenos. Take it out. Sprinkle the shredded cheese on top. And then on the side, a bowl of salsa, a bowl of sour cream, and a bowl of guacamole. Come on, man. Chicken nacho, homemade chicken nachos. They're so good. Easy to make, too. I mean, it takes 10 or 15 minutes to cook the chicken up. You shred it. And then other than that, it's just adding whatever toppings you want and sticking it in the oven to melt the cheese. I mean, it's easy to make. And you can make a lot of them. You can layer it. You can have layers. So you can have chips, chicken, cheese, chips, chicken, cheese. Trust me. We've done it. We did it last year a couple of times. It's really good. So that's my football food for today. Now, tell me what y'all are eating. Give me some ideas. What should I eat? Here's the thing. Next weekend, we've got 5 straight days of games. 5. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I need a lot of ideas for what to eat next weekend for 5 straight days. So what are y'all eating today? Give me some ideas. Smoked ribs. Fry the chicken. I'm not doing fried chicken nachos. Sounds disgusting. No. Who would put fried chicken on top no. Fried chicken nachos? What are we doing? 5-star dummy. No. Tommy fries for all 5 days. I probably will do Tommy fries one of the days next weekend. That's my favorite all-time football food is the Tommy fries, so I probably will do that next weekend. Stuffed bacon-wrapped jalapenos. We do make homemade jalapeno poppers, exactly what you're talking about. We split a jalapeno, hollow it out, stuff it with cream cheese, wrap it in bacon, stick it in the oven. We usually do that 4 or 5 times during the football season. Probably do that next weekend, too. Rotel dip. We thought about doing Rotel dip today to go along with the nachos, but that might be something we wait till next weekend on, too. But Rotel dip is another one of our go-tos. Cube steak and chili. Does that go together? I love cube steak and I love chili. I've never had it together. Brisket queso. Grilled bacon-wrapped jalapeno cheese sausages. Carolina poppers. Pimento cheese instead of cream. I love pimento cheese. Pimento cheese tends to be something I eat more in the spring for some reason than during football season, but I might have to add that to my football rotation, pimento cheese. I do love pimento cheese. Hawaiian roll sliders. Hawaiian rolls are good. You can eat those plain. Smoked chicken wings. Normal Saturday here. Brisket on the way from Snake River Farms for next Saturday. Philly cheesesteak. I love it. I don't know if I've ever made my own Philly cheesesteak. I don't think I have. I love Philly cheesesteaks. I don't think I've ever tried to make my own, though. Subway today, then after the noon game, got to help my parents move. Dang, you're down bad. You don't even get to watch the UNLV game. Don't your parents know football starts today? Couldn't they have moved yesterday? This is bad. What are they doing? Dude. You might need to look into getting new parents. Salisbury steak. What are you doing? Going to Piccadilly? What the fuck? Salisbury steak. TV dinner, man. That's a TV dinner, man. What are you doing? I heard Octavian's favorite football food is barbecue Oregon, man. Luby's? What is that? Yo, Lou, go Kansas State. Yeah, I like Kansas State today. They're my pick today. I'm in bed at the casino, hungover. Well, you got till noon before you have to get up and get to moving around. Did you already go down to the sports book and put your bets in today, or do you have to go down there and do that? Give me Idaho State spread. You like Idaho State plus 30.5? Cheesy monkey bread? What the fuck? The best football is anything a cute wife or girlfriend makes. Not gonna lie. I am lucky. The lady handles all that for me on game days. So I am lucky in that regard. We usually figure out on Tuesday or Wednesday of every week what it is we want to eat on Saturday, and then she goes to the store, handles all that, and then she usually makes it on Saturdays. Or if it's something we're ordering from somewhere, she goes and picks it up. So I'm pretty lucky to have that. Slaw dogs and chili cheese dogs going down at the Let's Go household. I don't put slaw on my dogs, but I do, or cheese for that matter, but I do love chili dogs. When I do chili dogs, I do chili, mustard, and onions. But I do not like cheese or slaw on my hot dogs. And hopefully you're doing all beef hot dogs, either Nathan's or Hebrew National. I won't eat a hot dog that's not Nathan's or Hebrew National. I'm not eating one of those hot dogs that was put together by swept up extras off the floor. I'm not doing that. I'm only eating all beef hot dog, Nathan's or Hebrew National. That's it. That's it. I'm a hot dog snob that way. Colorado and West Virginia are my dark horse teams. Those are two of the darkest horses I've ever seen. But dark horse to what? Make a bowl game? Those two teams are dark horses to make a bowl game. What are you talking about making the playoffs? Playoffs? Colorado and West by God, Virginia? Boy, you're way out on the skinniest limb I've ever seen, dude. I don't think anybody else is out there with you. I think you're by yourself. OU, dark horse to make the playoffs. I've got them at 9-3. I think they missed the playoffs, but I do think they'll be much better than last year. Do you have a pick in Stanford, Hawaii? I like Hawaii in that one. I like Hawaii at home over Stanford. Stanford fired their coach a couple of months ago, plus they're just not very good to start with. Tough place to play, long way to travel. I like Hawaii at home in that one. 1998 forever. It does feel that way. It does feel like Tennessee will never win the SEC again or the national title. It does feel that way. Ballpark. Gun to my head, I'll eat a ballpark hot dog, but really it needs to be Nathan's or Hebrew National. Lou always wondered what brand of coffee you brew. I am not a coffee snob. So there are some things that I eat or drink where I'm very specific or picky about what it has to be. Hot dogs, for example. With coffee, I'm not. I don't drink coffee for the taste. I drink it for the effect. Same reason I drink beer, by the way. What were we saying? Oh, coffee. Yeah, so I whatever's on sale, like I'm not picky at all. Like I don't buy expensive coffee, or every once in a while I will to change up the taste. So if the same thing is on sale over and over and over again, and I've been drinking the exact same brand or kind or strength or whatever of coffee for a month, then I'll get something different just to change up the flavor a little. But I really don't care on the coffee. I drink it black. I don't put anything in it, and I'm not. I really am not picky or have like a favorite when it comes to coffee. Like Starbucks or something like that, I do the white chocolate mocha. And I actually have like an espresso latte cappuccino maker here at home that steams the milk and all that shit. And I went and bought all the shit that Starbucks uses to make their white chocolate mochas. So every once in a while, I'll make a white chocolate mocha, but I don't usually do that in the morning. I'll do that sometimes in the late afternoon or early evening. I'll make a white chocolate mocha at home. But in terms of coffee in the morning, I honestly don't care. I just want 2 or 3 cups of black coffee. Hot. I can't drink iced coffee. I don't like it at all. I don't like iced coffee at all. So always hot coffee. I'm eating a good breakfast right now, egg, sausage, and fried shrimp. I've never had shrimp for breakfast. Is that normal, Octavian? Or are you just doing like a potluck, whatever was left in the fridge deal? Lou, I'm a minute behind, but your joke about the beer and not caring about the taste and the effect. Yeah. Yeah. The only beer that I'll like if I like at dinner or something, and I very rarely. Well, first of all, I don't drink anymore unless I'm out of town. I quit drinking altogether unless I'm on vacation. I don't drink at all. But like I could drink like a Heineken. Like I could drink like one Heineken just to drink a Heineken. Heinekens are good, but like if we go out of town or we're in Vegas or whatever, some sort of vacation, and I just whatever, Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Light, whatever beer, I don't really care. Did you get the radioactive shrimp, Octavian? It's on sale. I remember when they had that oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico, boy, about 6 months later when you went to the store, the damn shrimp were like this fucking big. And I'm like, I don't know, something don't seem right about that. Some of that oil shrimp, I don't know. I don't know. Retro KG, thank you for the super chat. He says, go Hawaii. I'm not sure if you remember Colt Brennan. I do remember Colt Brennan. But ever since I watched him play when I was young, Hawaii has been my pocket G5 team. Another former Hawaii quarterback, Timmy Chang, is the head coach at Hawaii now. But yeah, I do remember Colt Brennan. John Seabolt, thank you for the super chat. He says, I failed to mention both of those were part of a 4-leg parlay. Iowa State plus 3.5, Stanford money line, Fresno State plus 13.5, UNLV 65.5 over. I hope you hit. Those parlays are hard to hit. I'll do a parlay every once in a while, but I try to stay away from them because they are the bookie loves when you bet parlays because you're probably going to lose. You're probably going to lose, but it's worth it if you hit, though. It's worth it if you hit, that's for sure. Tequila sodas are a cheat code. Great buzz, low carbs. I can't drink tequila. Me drinking tequila usually ends up with me getting my ass beat by somebody. Yeah, let's be honest with you there. Yeah. I'll drink a margarita every once in a while. What's up, Brett? Not a whole lot of options if that's the best. Tequila makes me angry. Tequila makes a lot of people angry. Yeah, I don't drink bourbon at all. I don't drink much liquor at all. I'm a beer drinker, if anything. What's up, Slim? Who's your pick for the noon game in Dublin? I'm going with Kansas State. I think it's going to be a good game. Iowa State beat them last year, 29-21. Kansas State had 2 turnovers in that game, close to their own red zone, that led to easy Iowa State touchdowns. And I really like Kansas State's running game here. I love Dylan Edwards. I think it's going to be a good game. 2 great coaching staffs. I think both teams will be prepared and ready. 2 good quarterbacks. But I'm going with Kansas State in this one. Frozen margaritas are nice. I drink them on the rocks. I don't like frozen. Margarita on the rocks. No salt. No salt. Where are you streaming the UNLV game on? From what I have found on the internet, the UNLV game is going to be streaming on the Mountain West Conference website for free. So I'm planning on going live on YouTube at 4 o'clock today while I watch that game. If for some reason I'm unable to watch the game, then of course there won't be a stream. But as long as I'm able to find that game and watch it, I'm going to stream at 4 o'clock right here on YouTube, and we can all hang out and watch the UNLV Idaho State game. The noon game, Kansas State and Iowa State, that's the Patreon stream today. So I'll be live at noon on Patreon for the Kansas State game, Kansas State, Iowa State game. The link to the Patreon is in the description of the video. I'll post it in the comment section there. But I stream every Saturday on Patreon no matter what. And then sometimes if I'm going to stream a second game, then sometimes that will be on YouTube. But I stream every Saturday on Patreon during the season. And today it's the 12 o'clock game. I would like Clemson to have FSU season like FSU. You want Clemson to go 2-10? That ain't happening, bud. Clemson's more likely to go 12-0 than they are 2-10. Clemson's a legit team this year, I think. Do you like South Carolina -8 versus Virginia Tech? Well, I'll talk more about that next week, but I do think South Carolina wins that game, yeah. I don't know about the spread yet, but I do think South Carolina will win. Are you rooting for Carson Beck this year? No, I don't really. I mean, I'm not rooting against him. I mean, it doesn't matter to me what he does. If he plays Georgia, I hope he doesn't complete a pass. Other than that, I don't care what he does. I think he's going to have a good year just because I think he's a good quarterback, but I'm not rooting for or against him. College game day starts next week. In my preseason predictions, I took Clemson to win that game at home over LSU in a close one. If the game would have been at LSU, I would have taken LSU. It's the home field advantage that did it for me in that one. Can't wait to see Georgia Tech versus Colorado. I bet on Georgia Tech to cover. Yeah, I like Georgia Tech in that one. I think they're going to run it down Colorado's throat. I don't think there's going to be anything Colorado can do about it. Yeah, everybody on the Patreon stream. So I meant to do it before I started this show. I'm going to do it now. I'm going to reset all the moderator wrenches. I'm going to do that right now. And everybody on the Patreon stream will get a wrench. What am I looking for here? There we go. Yeah. So if you ever wondered, why does this person have a wrench and that person doesn't? Well, I hand out wrenches on the Patreon streams every week, so I haven't reset them in a while. So I just reset all the moderator wrenches. So if you lost your wrench, don't worry about it. You'll get it back. You'll get it back today at noon. Everybody on the Patreon stream gets a moderator wrench. Can't wait for the live stream. Yeah, we're going to have a good time. I'm just excited to watch some football. Look, it's going to be a great game. Some people complain about the week 0. This is going to be a great Kansas State. This is going to be a great game. These are two teams that can make the playoffs. I mean, these are no joke teams here. These are good teams. There might not be an elite team in the Big 12 that can win the Natty, but there's 4 or 5 teams at least in the Big 12 that are legitimate playoff contending teams. Why is everybody so high on Penn State? Well, because they return almost their entire roster off of a team that averages 10.5 wins over the last 15 years. I mean, you don't think Penn State's making the playoffs? I'll take any bet anybody wants to make that whether Penn State making the playoffs. They return almost their entire team. The best running back duo in all of college football, an NFL quarterback. They hit 2 home runs at wide receiver in the transfer portal. They're going to have a top 10 defense again, like they do every year. And outside of Oregon and Penn State, they don't play anybody that can keep up with them. Absolute worst case scenario, they're going 10-2. And even if they go 10-2, they're still getting into playoffs. Nebraska will keep up with who? Yeah, they got Jim Knowles now. Penn State's a good team. Not being able to beat top 5 teams doesn't make you a bad team. I mean, I understand James Franklin's record against the top 5 is abysmal, but what's his record against everybody else? I mean, he wins 95% of the games against everybody else. James Franklin's a top 10 coach. An Oklahoma fan laughing at James Franklin is hilarious. Brent Venables is so far below James Franklin, he couldn't find him with a telescope and a GPS. Carolina jackpot Rob will be in a bad way if the Taters don't win the ACC. James Franklin is the most underrated and underappreciated coach in the country. I will beat DJ David worse than Nate. Nebraska's not going to the conference title game. I did not watch the Lee Corso special last night. I was on somebody else's show at 9 o'clock last night. What would they look like with Georgia's schedule? Who? It doesn't matter what anybody would look like with anybody else's schedule. All that matters is what somebody looks like with their own schedule. You don't have to play somebody else's schedule. You only have to play your own schedule. Is Nike really paying South Carolina $500,000 a year? I mean, every school has a deal with either Nike or Adidas or whoever it is. I don't know how much money they pay the schools, but every school gets paid by an apparel company. Tennessee just signed a deal with Adidas. They were with Nike. That contract came up, so they signed a deal with Adidas. But every school in the country has an apparel deal with Under Armour or Nike or Adidas or somebody. I had one pick six in high school, and it got called back because when I played high school, I intercepted the ball near the goal line. Maybe I was in the end zone, maybe I wasn't. I don't know. It was close. But back when I played, if you intercepted the ball in the end zone, it was an automatic touchback. And it was close. It was right around the goal line. And I ran it back. But it got called back, and our offense got the ball at the 20. So, none. But it was close. Who has NCAA 26 on PS5? Not me. What's your favorite part of having a YouTube channel? Well, the favorite part is getting to talk about college football for a living. I mean, think about whatever it is you're the most passionate about, and then imagine if you got paid to talk about that. So that's the best part about the YouTube channel is that I get paid to talk about college football year round. That's the best part by far. The worst part is the same worst part of owning any business. There's nothing guaranteed and there's nothing to fall back on. There's no paid vacation days. There's no health insurance plan. There's no paid time off. And because it's YouTube, they can decide right now, tomorrow, or next week to get rid of my channel or stop paying people, or like there's no job security. In other words, it's stressful in that regard. But as far as the work itself, I'm living the dream here. I'd love to see a picture of high school Lou. Say less, fam. Say a lot less. Yeah, I was on varsity. I mean, I was okay. I wasn't big enough or fast enough or whatever to play anything beyond high school, but I was okay. I had 7 or 8 interceptions one year. No, we only made the playoffs once out of the 4 years I was there. We weren't the school I went to is not a good football program at all. It used to be like in the 70s and 80s. The high school I went to was a good football program in the 70s and 80s. In the 90s, when I was there, it was a baseball school, and I played baseball too, but I wasn't. I was better at football than I was at baseball. I only played baseball for 1 year in high school, I think. I quit baseball after, I think, 1 year, and then ran track the last 3 years. So I played football all 4 years, played baseball 1 year, and ran track the other 3 years that I didn't play baseball. What position did you play in baseball? Catcher and center field. If you think Clemson's only good because of their schedule, then you don't know anything at all about the game of football. Literally nothing. Clemson is loaded with NFL talent. They might have the best front seven in all of college football. I mean, that's just a terrible take. Bet your life savings on LSU if you think Clemson's not any good. Let me know how that works out for you. Have I ever seen Sports Center? Are y'all trolling at 10 in the morning? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Lou, still no sign of Junior. This kid better get here before next. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You got a kid on the way. Yeah, they better hurry. You know, you can induce. I mean, have your wife go to her, whatever doctor it is, and tell him you need to be induced. No more waiting around. We need to be induced on a Tuesday so I can be home by Thursday because you got 5 straight days of games. She has to have that baby by Tuesday so you can be back home by Thursday. How long has it been since I broke a TV? Oh, boy. 2019? It's been a long time. Uncle Lou, they need to put you in the College Football Hall of Fame for being the voice of college football. The voice of college football? That sounds familiar. No, LSU is no good either. Okay. So LSU and Clemson both not any good. All right. Give us a list of teams who is good. If LSU and Clemson, neither one are any good, according to you, give us a list of teams who is good. I'd love to see this. LSU and Clemson both aren't any good. So, like, what? So, like, they shouldn't even be ranked? Like, what do you mean when you say Clemson and LSU aren't any good? Like, can you explain what you mean? I doubt you can, but can you try? What would cause you to break a TV this year? If I knew that's an unanswerable. When I break a TV, I don't plan it out. I mean, I think maybe some of y'all think I do, but I don't. I've never sat down and went, I'm breaking a TV today, ever. Every time I've broke a TV, it's because I got mad at the time and broke a TV. So I can't tell you what would make me break a TV. If I could tell you what would make me break a TV, it would be a skit. It wouldn't be real. Venables couldn't rub Franklin's balls with Manscaped crop preserver. Evan. Thank you, Evan. Notre Dame is good. So a team that hasn't won anything since 1988 is good. But Clemson and LSU aren't good. Okay. Ohio State is good. Okay. Ohio State's good. Notre Dame's good. Who else? I agree with you that Notre Dame and Ohio State are good. Who else is good? So far there's two good teams in all of college football, according to you. Is Texas good? Is Georgia good? Is Oregon good? No, I don't have all of the FBS, no. I have all the Power 4, but not all of the FBS. I have 121 different teams. That includes Power 4, Group of 5, FCS, and HBCU, Ivy League, and military academies. But I don't have all of the FBS. Georgia and Bama are good. Georgia, Bama, Notre Dame, and Ohio State are good. All right, everybody else not good, according to Kenneth Lay. LSU's not any good. Clemson's not any good. Penn State's not any good. He's a who have they played person, isn't he? This is him. Who have Georgia played? Woo! You know, yeah, Penn State or somebody sitting there at the end of the year 11-1, and this guy's like, well, who have they played? They 11-1, ain't played nobody. Oh, Clemson's 12-0. What did they do? They ain't played nobody. They're not any good. The only way that guy can tell if a team is good is if they beat another team he thinks is good. Like, he can't just watch a football game and tell if the team is good. He has to see a team play the 85 Bears and beat them in order to know whether or not. That's what low IQ football people are that way. See, smart people can watch a practice and tell if a team is good or not. Like real football geniuses can go to a practice and go, this team's going to be good. Not that guy. That guy has to see everybody play 2019 LSU and beat them in order to know if the team is any good or not. That's sad, dude. For real. That's sad, man. No, they are second tier. Well, that's not what you said. You didn't say they were second tier. You said they weren't any good. You said Penn State, not any good. Clemson, not any good. LSU, not any good. That's what you said. Second tier is a different conversation. Calling them second tier makes you sound less stupid. Calling them not any good makes you sound like a dribbling retard, which you might be. I don't know. I've never seen you in here before. You might be a dribbling retard. If you are, you're in the right place, buddy, because you got a lot of company around here. There's a lot of dribbling retards around here. So I'm not even saying that to put you down. I'm telling you this is a safe space for you, bud, if you're a dribbling retard. Who is Gunner's backup? Ryan Puglisi. Ryan Puglisi is more like Carson Beck. He's a big, tall pocket passer. I'm not saying he's as good or better or worse. I'm not talking about how good he is or isn't. I'm talking about the style of player that Ryan Puglisi is. He's more of a Carson Beck style quarterback than Gunner Stockton. Gunner Stockton is a Riley Leonard, Haynes King, Tim Tebow, Max Duggan style quarterback. The guy from Utah, whatever. He run between the tackles, pick up 4 yards, that kind of thing. I mean, he can throw the ball. He's not one-dimensional. He can throw the ball, but he's not the pocket passer that Carson Beck is. Trace Lothar, thank you for the super chat. He says, I thought the Who Had They Played crew dwindled out after receiving some education from YouTube over the last 5 years. Guess not. Well, every year we get a new batch of special needs kids that join the channel, and that's one of the reasons I'm here. I'm an educator by trade, so I'm here to help. But there's plenty of retards around here. I'm one of them. I've been called a retard more than 100, plenty of times on here, so I'm not putting anybody down. You know me, I think everybody's on the spectrum. Things evolve. The way we think about things evolves over time. 50 years ago, if there was anything at all wrong with you mentally, they just called you retarded and locked you in a rubber room. That was it. You got to go live in a home. You got to go be institutionalized. What's wrong with him? He's retarded. You put him in a home. Now, nobody's retarded anymore. Everybody's autistic, and autism is on a spectrum, and you fall somewhere on that spectrum. I'm on it. Everyone's on it. I think everybody's autistic. That's my thing. I think everybody is autistic, and they're somewhere on the spectrum. Some of them are Kenneth Lay and Velcro their shoes and dribble on their feet all day long. Other people obsess over certain things or whatever. But so there's different, you know how it is. But everybody is welcome here, no matter where you fall on the spectrum. Do you know if there's any penalty for John Mateer? No. What did you add to the wall below the Georgia degree? Nothing. There's nothing below the Georgia degree. Come on, this is a tripod. That's a tripod I was using yesterday for the Hype and Hate video. Did everybody watch the Hype and Hate video, by the way? You guys beat me over the head last year because I didn't do any Hype and Hate videos. So I did a Hype and Hate video for week 0. So I hope y'all watched it. If you haven't watched it, go watch it now. And hit the thumbs up. I might play it at the end of this show to make you, so you have to watch it. In fact, let's do that now. It's time to do the rigged wheel. We got to get out of here. It's almost 10:30. It's time to do the rigged wheel. Last chance to get your name on the rigged wheel this morning. I'm going to start adding names to the rigged wheel now. Once I'm done adding the names, I'll go back and look one more time and add any last minute names, and then we're going to spin the wheel and try to give some money away. The rigged wheel, any Cash App, any PayPal, get your name put on the rigged wheel. This is the wheel here. This is the wheel. We add all the names right here. It puts your name on the wheel. We spin the wheel. Whatever name the wheel picks, you can make a pick today on any game you want against a spread. If you get that pick right, I will send you back twice whatever you sent me. So it's a way to try to reward somebody for helping to support the show through Super Chat or PayPal. Let's start adding the names. I'm gonna start with PayPal. We'll add the names, then I'll add Cash App, and then I'll check them one more time for any last-minute people that that sent their name in. All right, let's see. Let me see if you have. Hold on a second. What am I? Are these the droids I'm looking for? No, that was the droid I'm looking for right there. All right, here we go. Let's add some names here. Let's add some names here. All right. I'm not going to be putting any last names because sometimes PayPal shows people's government names, so no one needs to know what that is. So we got Kyle O. We've got Chris T. We've got Hogman. We've got Colby. We've got Jamie P. Come on. Let me see if you have. And we've got Swaggy Man. All right. All right. I'll recheck the PayPal again in a minute. Let's add the Cash App names. I really appreciate y'all helping to support the show, too. That means a lot. And I hope somebody wins. If nobody wins, we'll roll it over to next week or something. We'll figure something out. Giving away money on the Patreon stream today. I'm paying for somebody's Patreon membership for the entire season today on the Patreon stream at noon. I did it last week, and we're going to do it again today. So everybody that's over on the Patreon stream, we'll probably do a trivia thing or something over there. But I'm going to pay for somebody's membership on Patreon for the entire season today on the Patreon stream, too. We got to start the season off with a bang. You know what I'm saying? All right. What are we doing? Oh, yeah. Adding names to the rigged wheel. Over on Cash App, we've got Carrie T. We've got Slaw. We've got Andrew S. We've got Christopher J. Just going to put Chris. How about that? We've got David K. We've got Bulldog JC. We've got Jacob R. We've got Ryan P. You know what? We're going to pick two winners today. This is a lot of names. We're going to pick two winners today. This is too many names to only give money away once. So we're going to pick two names today. We've got Neil S. We've got William B. We've got Briley M. We've got William S. See why I put the last initial. That's two Williams, but they're different. And Juke Poot. All right. We've got Big Dog Eat. Yeah, we got Big Dog Eat. All right. I'll check the PayPal one more time. Sometimes it takes a while for it to show up over there. Only 9. What are we doing? Oh, man. Chris T. Kyle O. I got you, Kyle. Kyle O. Walker W. Over on the PayPal. Yeah, we're going to spin the wheel twice. This is a lot of names. So we'll spin the wheel twice. So 2 winners today. 2 winners today. How about that? How about that? Yeah. Yeah. All right. If for some reason you did Cash App or PayPal and I did not add your name to the list, email me and I'll make it right. But as far as I know, Kyle O's on there 2 times. Yes, he is. Hold on a second. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Good catch. Sorry. I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. I promise I know what I'm doing. If for some reason you sent something and I didn't add your name to the wheel, I skipped your name or it didn't show up yet or whatever, just email me and I'll make it right. But to the best of my knowledge, everyone's name is now on the wheel. So if you are new to the channel or new to the Kickoff Show, we do this every Saturday morning, this show at 9 a.m. We go through the list of games, the whole thing, everything we've done today. And then at the end of the show, we spin this wheel here. Whoever's name the wheel lands on, you can make a pick today on any game you want against a spread. And if you get that right, I'm going to send you back twice whatever you donated to the channel. And we're going to do 2 names today because this is a lot of names. This is a lot of names. The streaming schedule again today is going to be noon over on Patreon and 4 o'clock right here on YouTube. The Patreon link is in the description of the video. Click the link. It'll take you to the Patreon page, the way those streams work. Today the games comes on at noon, so about 11:45 this morning, there will be a link posted on my Patreon page. You just click that link, and it'll take you to the live stream, and we'll hang out and watch Kansas State, Iowa State at noon. 4 o'clock, the YouTube stream, it's just a plain old YouTube stream. You pull up your YouTube app, go to Uncle Lou, you'll see the live stream on there at 4 o'clock. Click it, come hang out, watch the UNLV game with us this afternoon at 4 on YouTube. So that's the schedule for today. And it's time to do the it's time to spin the rigged wheel. Now I need a number here, and we're gonna do a number 1 through 3. That's it. So let's let me just pick a name here. Georgia man, Georgia man, give me a number 1 through 3, either 1, 2, or 3. Just pick a number 1, 2, or 3. Georgia man. In the comments section, 1, 2, or 3. And Whipmaster Hart, give me a number 1, 2, or 3. Georgia Man and Whipmaster Hart, give me a number 1, 2, or 3. Georgia Man says 1. Whipmaster says 2. All right, so the first winner today is going to be the first name. We'll spin the wheel 1 time. The second winner will be the second name. Make sense? So we only got to spin the wheel twice today. Here you go. Good luck, everybody. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you for helping to support the show. The first winner today is Chris J. Chris J. Shout out to Chris J. Let's see. Was that Cash App or PayPal? That was Cash App. And Chris J says Iowa State. All right, I'm writing this down. Cash App. Chris J. likes Iowa State plus the points. Iowa State plus 3.5. Good luck, Chris J. And thank you for helping to support the show this morning. Thank you for tuning in. Hope we'll see you this afternoon on the game streams. All right. And now the second winner today. Spin number 2. Who's it going to be? It can't be Chris again. If it lands on Chris again, we'll respin it. Look at that, Big Dog Heat. Shout out Dula. Shout out Dula, the second winner today. There we go. Should we do one more? Fuck it. We're going to do one more. 3 winners today. Dula, you have my phone number. Dula, you just text me and tell me what you want, and I'll write it down. But fuck it. That's a lot of names. Should we do 3 winners today? We'll do 3 winners today. We're going to spin it again. Fuck it. Spin it again. Giving away a entire season's membership to the Patreon page today too, over on the Patreon stream today at 12. So literally giving away the farm today. I better hit some of these bets I'm making today, or I might find myself in the poorhouse with this dumb shit I'm doing. But anyway, all right, we're going to spin the wheel one more time. I'm not even going to ask for a number. We're just going to spin it again. 3 winners today in week 0. Let's go. Come on, Will. Who we got? Swaggy Man? Ooh, that was close. Swaggy Man. Been around a long time. Good luck. Let's write Swaggy Man down. Swaggy, let's see. Swaggy sent PayPal, I believe. Yes, let's see. Did he usually tells me who he wants in the note. Let's see. Swaggy Man. Kansas State minus 3.5 for Swaggy Man. Well, either Swaggy is winning or Chris J is winning. But they're not both winning because they both picked the same game but opposite sides. So one of y'all is guaranteed to double your money today. Either Chris or Swaggy. Good luck to both of you. And Dula was our 3rd winner today. Let's see. Did he text me yet? Dula says Kansas State. Dula says Kansas State minus 3.5. So either one of you is winning or 2 of you is winning. But the important thing is somebody is guaranteed to win today because y'all both have, everyone picked the same game. And we have both sides of the game covered. So somebody's going to win for sure. So listen, week 0, y'all, we made it through the offseason. We have college football today. Kansas State, Iowa State at noon. UNLV at 4. Stanford and Hawaii play tonight. Fresno State and Kansas. Some great games to watch today. I'm excited. I know y'all are too. I really appreciate y'all getting up early and hanging out with me today on the College Football Kickoff Show, Week 0, 2025 edition. I'll be back, of course, next Saturday to do this kickoff show all over again. We do it every Saturday morning during the season. Hope you enjoyed it. Got you ready for today's games. Looking forward to seeing you all over on the Patreon stream at noon. Again, the link to the Patreon page is in the description of this video. It's in the description of every video that I do, live stream or video. Find the link, click it. It'll take you to the Patreon page. A link will be posted over there at around 11:45 this morning. Click that link on the Patreon page, and it'll take you to the stream. We'll hang out and watch Farmageddon, Iowa State and Kansas State. And then I'll be back on here at YouTube at 4 o'clock, and we'll hang out and watch the UNLV game. Good luck to everybody's team today. Thank God the college football season is here. I'm excited. I know y'all are too. Your season is over video tomorrow, Week 0 edition. Probably a couple of reaction videos uploaded today. I hope y'all will check those out. Enjoy your college football Saturday, everybody. You deserve it, and have a good morning.